YouTube viewers, we're about to do a Twitter tweet. Hopefully it'll work this time. Let's see. And there we go. Yes, it's done. Okay, so I'm at my Atwater Market Bakery over here, and here's wearing my shearling jacket. And the question is, who wears it better? Me, Baby Yoda, or the IKEA Monkey? If you remember back to like 2009, 2010, there's a famous IKEA Monkey with a shearling coat. Anyway, let's go inside the Premier Moisson Bakery. And yes, so we can, oh look, they still have baguettes. They still have baguettes. So let's look inside what's left. So it's already maybe a few hours before closing, so a lot has been sold out. No more almond croissants, but these little brownie muffins, croissant and framboise. Okay. Oh look, it's Easter. It is Easter. So look at all these little bunnies. They're looking nicer. I've had occasional duck, I've had a chicken, I've had a rabbit, but I've never had this rabbit. Looks quite nice. So let's see what's on in the windows. I've had the Gâteau Opéra, but you know, it's better at room temperature, like on a hot summer day. It's not as flavorful when it's cold. It's better at room temperature. So let me just scooch around. So they've got homemade, chili con carne. It's like, wait a minute. Boeuf bourguignon is $21, and chili con carne is about $12.50 a jar. Well, I think I can make my own. Thank you very much, but if you're in a pinch. And so they have refrigerated macaroons. Let's look. Oh look, somebody poked in a hole in with the chocolate. So again, who wore it better? Me, Baby Yoda, or the IKEA Monkey? You see this? This is a Stetson. I bought this a long time ago, and there's something to be said about buying quality, like it lasts forever or close to enough ever, because I don't know how long ago. It was a long time ago. I'm trying to do math. Maybe it's like 30 years old I bought this, and I bought it on sale at a milliner's. I guess you could call them a milliner, they're a hat maker, right? Henri and Henri on St. Catherine, so they're known just for hats. And it was like coming towards Christmas time, and it was the late 80s, the very late 80s. And I saw this hat, I think it was like 50 bucks Canadian. And I said, likes it. It had these little feathers in it, like Bavarian, you know, like in the German Alps, the little Bavarian like feathers things. But I took them out because I didn't think they looked cool. But I have had this hat since the late 80s. And look at it, it's still crisp. And you know, all the fibers like align in a particular way. So I think like the shearling coat and the Stetson, good combination. Anyway, let's get back to what they have here. So they've got, this looks like Easter fun. I guess you're painting for kids, or you can paint your own little decorations. That's a pretty novel approach for your artistic kid. Oh, look at this. This is so cute. Oh my God. I know a 2-year-old that would love to have this. This looks incredibly charming. Although look at the seam line. See, there's like Not a quality attention to detail there. I wouldn't go for that one. I would go for one with perfect seam lines or as close to as possible. Like maybe the one below it is pretty big on the cuteness factor. Got to look at it carefully. Like this one looks like he had a little bumper ding, so you got to really be careful. And look at the beautiful shape of this chicken. What is that? You know that the nautilus. You know that spiral that's like the golden rule or the golden mean. Looks like it's based on that. Maybe we'll get some. You know what? We could get a coffee. Maybe they opened up the tables. So I think I'm going to order a coffee. We're going to take a number. We're going to take a number. There we go. We get to press the button. And there it is. And out it comes. And we are number 89. So there's not a lot left, but I just want a grand café filtre for here, and I think there's enough table room for us to go. And I think I should get my, you know what, I can probably use my Apple Watch to pay, so I don't even have to like break out any money. Let's see if that'll work. So yes, Gâteau Opéra, really good. You know, they're making them smaller nowadays. These are about 2 inches smaller than what I remember, but I do recall a friend recommending that you eat them at room temperature. So we're at 85. And so here we are. And it looks like I can get a table to myself, which would be nice. So while we're waiting, I was hoping we can get some commenters in here. No commenters yet, unfortunately. But maybe when I'm sitting down having me coffee, we can have a little chat. I'm wearing one of the glasses I bought in Hanoi less than 2 weeks ago, and I'm giving them a test run here in Montreal. Seems like a good enough day. I didn't feel like wearing sunglasses today, and in here sunglasses are not necessary. So we'll wait and see till our number comes up. Maybe we'll have a seat.
I could never eat like an old cake.
La-ti-da-ti-da. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. So let's look at some of the cakes again. So if you didn't know, this is the Atwater Market Bakery, and it's always happening on the weekends. You know, and it closes at 5. So so there you are. I'm not sure what these ones are called.
Payer ensemble ou séparés? Ça va faire 8 et 70.
687, 88. And look, we got muffins. Got muffins, and these are Queen Elizabeth cakes.
La facture?
Merci beaucoup.
Merci à vous, bonne journée.
Okie dokie. So we're about 3 numbers away. And I think we're running out of tables, but maybe some people might leave by the time we get served. And then I gotta figure out where the cream and coffee station is. Is it cream and, I mean, we're just lucky since COVID that they reopened the, oh, the tables are clearing up, which is good. Because people are milling around and I'm starting to get claustrophobic. Not claustrophobic, but agoraphobic. But I'll be all right. And I'm next. Because 87, 89, yes. And I'm thinking, you know, I bought a nut bread from here last weekend, my first weekend back, and it was good. I had them slice it and I put it straight in the freezer. And then I would take out a couple of slices, put it in the toaster oven. It was delicious. Delicious with cream cheese, delicious with anything, even with other types of cheese stuff. C'est 80, oui. Je voudrais avoir un grand café filtre, s'il vous plaît. Oui.
Pour ici?
Oui. Avec du lait. Ou la station là, avec le lait se trouve où?
Quoi?
La station avec le lait et derrière moi? Okay. Just getting my orientation here. So hopefully.
Alors ça va faire 2,90 s'il vous plaît.
Merci. Okay. Stop. Oh. No.
La facture?
No.
Bonne journée, merci.
Merci. And she had kind of like a sort of an aggravated bitch face. So let me look at the station here. This might look like cream. See, there are people milling about, but luckily nobody has bumped into me yet. Ah, here's 10% cream. And we got more than a few tables. So we're going to see there are people coming. All right, now let me see if I can get my coffee at a table. Let's go to this table over here. Turn around. There we go. Okay. So we're sitting, yes. So cooking with gas. Excellent. So I have enough mic distance here. Haha. Hey Chris. No, I'm not in IKEA, I'm in Premier Moisson, but yes, I could be that abandoned little IKEA monkey all grown up. Yes, that's me. I still have the shearling coat. I guess I grew into it. So we're at the Premier Moisson. Yes. So I decided to transition out of Asia and into my Montreal clothes, just to celebrate the month of March. Asia? What Asia? Such a distant memory. You know, it's really funny because the fact that there was a lot of whirlwind, as in living in the moment, Yes, it's des premiers moissons at Marché à Toiture. It seems like you're more interested in the surroundings, so let's give you, you know, you might not recognize it, but this is it. Some staffers don't like being put on camera, but do you know what? I'm at a point where I don't care. I mean, not in a sense that I'm being disregarding of people's feelings. It's just that you can't always be responsible for how people might think, and you can't really assume that's what people are thinking if they give you a scowl. You know, they just be wincing because they're in pain and it has nothing to do with you. So you can't always read into things, is what I'm trying to say. But you try to be mindful regardless. Just in case. So it is a sunny day today. And yeah, you know, half of the pastries are gone from what I recall. You know, like the windows are generally full in the morning. And they seem to be half gone. There are a few cakes left. And luckily, it is 10 past 3, so there's less than 2 hours left before closing. And you know what? I prefer coffee in a mug than in one of those stupid styrofoam cups. And you know what? Greta would agree. And you know when I drop Greta's name every now and then, that really triggers certain people who really have like a thing about dropping Greta's name. And then they break into their politics of it and stuff, and you know, it's like, I'm not all that militant about it. It's just that, you know, I try to remind myself of like good sort of practices, and that's all it is. It's not really a political way. I guess it is nicer that way. It's nicer for the planet. So I'm on the side of the planet every time. Politics aside. So that's my euphemism for the planet. I'll just throw in Greta's name because people know exactly what I'm referring to. And it's like a shortcut. It's just a shortcut. It's not like saying I rubber stamp everything, you know. So you trigger people, just hold off. Yes, the mug is nicer. And it looks like you also have a bilingual keyboard, because your dumb keyboard, even though you're writing me in English, thinks, oh, you meant with an accent. I'm not sure with the accent, but I have the same problem. And sometimes when I put in like a something at .ca, it gives me a C with a little circonflex, which of course will not work if you and let it go. So now I have to be super mindful of always checking whenever I write an email that stupid autocorrect in bilingual doesn't think I want to have the C with the little thingy, and it'll mess you up because it's so small that and if you're not paying attention, you could screw yourself, especially if it's like a really important document and you need to write the right address. I hate your guts. Okay, glad I got that out. I wish they would fix that, because it sucks for bilingual keyboards. That's all I'm saying. You know, when I type in the word the, it writes the word te. I'm not writing T in French. I'm writing the word the more times than I'm writing T in French. In fact, I don't know how many times I've written the word te in French in any sentence, anytime. Maybe I got, like, if I had this many fingers left, I'd still have this many fingers left the amount of times I wrote in the word te in French. So come on, give me a break. I'm not writing te, I'm writing the. Always need to proofread autocorrect before sending important things. Chats don't matter. Yes, I know, I realize that. But sometimes when you're not aware of it, or you're just distracted, you can be that guy that gets screwed. Delicious coffee, by the way, but not as good as Vietnam. Sorry, it's compared to Vietnam, it's brown water, but it's Europe. It's North American brown water. It's better than, I guess, certain parts of North America, but it's not. Doesn't have that Vietnam flavor to it. It just doesn't. But it's filtered coffee. What can you want? So, by the way, how is the signal? Because I'm using the Premier Moisson Wi-Fi, which is the only reliable Wi-Fi here, so I'm tethered to this place. If I walk around, I'll get, I'll lose signal. And then I get people walking around like they're looking at me talking to you, and they go like, literal, like, they've never seen something like this before. It's like, no, I'm not a zoo exhibit. Keep walking, keep walking. Not a zoo exhibit. Surprisingly good. Okay. So, back to the people, although, here we are. Now we're putting them deliberately on camera because, why? Because we feel like it. And then we turn around over there. There, that's more interesting. Although I'm going to bring up my phone to see the chat, and in fact, I'll go into YouTube and see how YouTube is doing. First, I got to get on the Wi-Fi though. Do. Yes. So, no, I don't want Zap. Zap sucks. Zap is the Atwater Market. Oh, I think we have a cleric walking right there. These are, they could be a Loyola Jesuit. The guy in the black suit, he has like a priest collar. Very interesting. Okay, hold on. I'm getting the Wi-Fi on my other phone. So, almost there. They're coming back this way, the cleric and his buddy pal with the same hat. Okay, let me look in YouTube. Ah, yes, there we are. I am live. Look, we are live. How meta is that? We're gonna do it live, goddammit. Oh, I gotta turn the volume down. Yay, it's working. And you know what? The signal's pretty good too. I'm pretty pleased with the signal. So where's the chat? Wait a minute. There's the chat. And I'm going to write something. Yes, I'm referring to you as you're curious. Did you not resolve your iPhone issue? No, but I still have time, Chris. The thing is that I think I have till the 22nd of the month, which is running out, but I think I have to call customer service. And I'm pretty adamant that the fracture in my lens is a quality issue, like in the manufacturing process. It has nothing to do with any kind of impact. The way that the fracture occurs around the ring, and the ring is not dented at all at the spot where it's chipped, is pretty indicative that it didn't originate from there, but below it, beneath the collar. So it's probably something like a particle or something that got compressed with the collar, and then it just kind of fractured, after it got delivered to the client. So I'm going to argue my case as best I can, because I am not accepting the fact that it is like user error, or because it's a physical damage, therefore you can blame it on the client. So I'll keep you informed as to what happens. Thank you for asking. I'm hopeful that I can get it resolved. But the other thing is that I also need to back up my phone properly. So if it means I have to buy some backup data from Apple, which I'd rather avoid doing, or use my M1 desktop and then, like you said, go into iTunes, which I didn't realize was a thing because I thought they phased out iTunes, and that shows you how much I know, right? So it's to be continued anyway. But thanks for asking. So, where are we? Where are we? So how is the weather? How is the weather in good old Toronto, or the Toronto suburbs? I'm gonna watch the people coming in. Because I'm really crossing my fingers that springtime is just around, like coming towards the end of the month. We're gonna have like a melt, and I can like get rid of my winter tires. And then I had an incident with my car last week. I had to kind of reverse my car. And then, because I did it in a turn, you know, like from a curbside, and I misjudged where there was a snowbank, and it was a frozen snowbank. So I kind of ripped off the bumper part of my back, the back of my vehicle, where it's going to be replaced. Well, I mean reattached, and also I think I also knocked my muffler, like it's crooked. So. It looks like I created some vehicle issues that didn't exist the entire winter, but that has to do with, you know, not having my winter driving skills up to speed. So I'm annoyed because I avoided so many, you know, mistakes and things while I was traveling, and I tried to mitigate, you know, all kinds of things that could have happened while I was away. And it's like always when you come back, like last time when I came back, I broke an antique lamp shade when I was, you know, I put it away, and then when I reassembled it, the shade hit something and it cracked, and luckily I was able to glue the pieces back together, but you can't hide the cracks, you know. But it's not too cold in Toronto. Well, that's good to know. Here it's above freezing, and you know, it's like a midwinter jacket type of thing, not like the big parka. Because the big parka is nice when it's cold out, but I can do without the big parka. That's why I broke out the little IKEA Monkey jacket today, the shearling jacket. So the other thing is that I still haven't got my mail. So the way it was explained to me is that I buy more time with the hold on the mail. And then when I come back, I just give them the serial number, and then I tell them to cancel the hold. So then the same day they sent me a corroboration email saying that my hold was canceled and I should be getting my mail as soon as possible. And because there was some time that I wasn't keeping the hold, they would refund me, I guess by mail or something. And it's been a solid week, a full week. Like I did it on a Thursday. I got the confirmation mail on a Friday. It's been Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. No mail at all. So I'm wondering if they're going to honor the original date, which is the 17th of the month. So I'm still without 2.5 months worth of mail. I'm not happy with Canada Post. What can I tell you? Don't know what to do. So those are the kind of little things that I have to look into. You know, the car thing, the mail thing, and the iPhone thing before my yearly guarantee runs out. Oh, I went to Costco, and they said they could only refund me the money. They can't exchange the phone outright. I don't know if that's written in stone, but I kind of took them at their word. So, you know, because I believe the phone only cost $800 on sale. So I don't think I can buy the same phone with the same amount of money. Not sure. That's why I want them to replace it. Apart from that, I put in a full week of work. Oh my God. but it's good. Like it's kind of like a bit of a shock, but hey, it's cha-ching. I've earned, last week I earned a pretty penny working the full week. And looks like, again, next week is, you know, maybe not, maybe like 90% I'll be working. So that's not too bad. Well, they'll refund it, but they won't replace it. But, you know, I could try again and see, you know, like pretty please. Because, you know, persistent people sometimes, you know what they say about the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Just don't give up. So we'll see. We'll see what Apple says. And then I'll try again at Costco. Because I'm pretty sure, like if I give you a good photograph of it, you can see even here. You can see, you can get somebody to agree to understand forensics that this phone was not hit on the edge because the little ring would be dented too. It's perfectly immaculate. So, somebody who's good with forensic, you know, science and explaining what happened can pretty well tell, no, this is not the customer that did this. This is in the manufacturing process, because there's an underlying crack in the lens as well. And I don't really know how it shows up on, you know, in video or in photographs, but I have my proof right there. And I say, look, I'm willing to give over the phone and you can examine it yourself to satisfy yourself. So yeah, I'm not giving up. I'm sticking to my guns. It is not my fault. I want a perfect phone. I paid for a perfect phone. I want it perfect. I'm not going to settle for less, because that's the kind of world I want to live in. I have spoken. Speaking of which, have you been watching The Mandalorian? It's pretty good. Season 3. Sometimes I get sort of, you know, I kind of steel myself to get disappointed. But no, things are like, at least I have good TV programs to, you know, to catch up on. But unfortunately, there are a lot of pop-up, annoying pop-up ads that show up in my streaming apps that weren't there before. So every 3 seconds you have a stupid pop-up that you have to click on an X button, and then that kicks you out of like the full screen, and then it brings it down into a smaller screen, and then when you keep touching the screen to make it bigger, it then opens up a new page, and you're into like, you know, you're trying to whack-a-mole with killing pop-up windows. It's very annoying. Okay, well, it's just been out, so there's only the 2 episodes that are out, 1 and 2. I'm sure you'll see them eventually. They're pretty good. I think the second episode is better than the first. So there we are. So I think what I might do is, I don't know what I'm gonna do, because I kind of like the fact that you can monitor, you know, your chat if your camera is facing elsewhere. You can see what's going on even if there's a slight delay. So let me check my Twitter and see if I got a Twitter feed in there. And you know, I haven't been in touch with Nick yet since I've been back, and he hasn't like sent out any invitations to any drone meets yet. But there's always hope and time. And I think I heard somebody say we had some snow coming. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you know, we do have snow coming or not, but we shall see. Okay. Interesting. So I have a I have how many repeats? Oh, I have three Twitter. So that's unfortunate. Anyway. Okay, I need to erase some tweets here. Okay. And then okay. So I didn't get to post my Monday, Tuesday. There's snow. Okay, but not for the long range forecast. Okay, thank you for mentioning that. I wasn't sure. Somebody told me what it was going to be, or it was coming, but I didn't really pay attention to what date, because I figured I like to avoid things like that. I like to avoid bad news until I actually have to deal with it, which usually means it's on my head. So we picked up a bit of a rush here. So let me just back to me for a second. Yes, it tends to be like, you know, if you don't acknowledge it, it's not real, it hasn't happened, it's not going to happen. One can hope. But that doesn't always work. Oh, Montreal's different. Okay. Snow Friday, Saturday. I see. Well, see, there you go. So I can like put it off for a little while. But yes. So I already got back into the work mode, and I had some doubts as to like, would I be able to transition from a vacation guy to like, you know, professional guy that charges by the hour? Yes. You know, even with me hobbling around, it hasn't really slowed me up all that much. So that's good. I'm still cost effective. But I have a major edit to do. You know, like I was talking about editing in my luggage, you know, how to edit, like fold my clothes and stuff like that, so that I could quickly get it all like processed, know where everything is, and then not have things confiscated because they're in the wrong luggage when you're taking a flight. And you know, have things that are just enough so that you can put in the trunk of a cab and then get onto a train or onto a boat, or off a train, off a boat. Yes. So the thing is that I have similar kind of editing to do in my home business, which I'm pretty well set up actually, in that I kind of tried to do a lot of pre-organizational things before leaving, so that I wouldn't be coming back to like chaos and like, oh my God, there's like all this undone work waiting for me. Thanks, vacation guy. You could have like made a little extra effort, you know, before you left. Luckily he did. So now I have my taxes to look forward to, meaning if it works like in the last 6 years, it should have just take one day to prepare all of my receipts and just rearrange, like separate what's rent, what's expenses, what's, you know, breaking down to what's for the phone, the car, the mileage, the, yeah, you know, office things and shop things, and then hand that over to my accountant, and then see if I get money back. Sometimes I get money back. It's funny. So I have that to look forward to, because all of my receipts are like in a drawer. Because like I have a special routine where whenever I have stuff in my wallet, you know, receipts, I always get receipts for purchases, especially business related ones, and then I just dump it in the drawer. When I get my financial statements from the bank, I dump it in that drawer. And so everything's in that drawer. And then I just sort out the drawer from what's gas, what's, you know, bills, what's medical, what's, you know, rent, what's all that stuff. And then it ends up in being what is called a financial statement, and I hand that over to my accountant, and then he does the rest and tells me if I owe or if I get a refund. So looking forward to getting that out of the way before the end of the month. And then now that you're here, keep your eyes open for flight deals. You know, sometimes like Toronto gets a lot of deals. So I don't want to fly to Toronto to have to take a deal to go to Portugal. But let's say if you have like a Toronto Portugal deal and it's like $500 return or something like that, that would be interesting to me. And they might even be like $550 if it's out of Montreal. So if you could please, if you notice any like flight deals, like Europe deals, you know, whether they're France or Portugal, maybe even Spain, maybe Morocco, maybe even, you know, what's that Eastern European, north of Greece, not Moldova, but Macedonia, but in around there, you know, like those Bosnia and that kind of place, where some of the Game of Thrones were filmed. I might be interested in going there, because I also kind of need to visit a friend in Bulgaria. So if I'm in that area, I'll probably try and do a Bulgaria thing. So just in case, you know, like now is a little too cold still, but let's say in the next month where, you know, France starts, you know, getting very affordable, and then they have these like amazing, like you cannot pass up deals. So just in case you see it, retweet me anything you might come across, because I might just like say, you know what, I'm out of here see, I'd rather not just go for a couple of weeks. I'd rather like 3 weeks. 3 weeks. I think I could swing it. Just saying. Yeah, because I'm overdue for a quick like European, like get my toes there, but it would be nice either in the spring or in the fall. So there's a lot of time between now and the fall, but in the springtime, if there's because they generally have like to kickstart like their you know, their tour season, they'll put on some like unbelievable like flight deal things. So I am interested, because I think I can manage to get away and not get in trouble, or not get too many people to hate me, like local people to hate me that are relying on me. It's just before I commit to things, you know. So because sometimes, you know, if you're not available for a couple of weeks, you don't have to necessarily say why. You say I'm busy elsewhere. Kind of true. So there you are. So and I, on my own, will also keep track of keeping my ear out for deals of things of that nature. But I also kind of need to do my homework, because, see, I'm not interested in like $200 a night hotel rooms unless it's like really, really something, you know. And the only way to get around that is if you know somebody that lives in a place that will allow you to use their, you know, their home as a jumping off place. Like let's say if you arrive, you get to the airport, you take your luggage and stuff, you dump them at somebody's place. You might stay overnight, and then the next day you're off to a different part of the country, and then by the time you're back, you're ready to go to the airport again, and that really works out well when you know people well enough that you can kind of impose on them in that regard, or they're generous enough to say, hey, yeah, you can dump your stuff here and then pick them up when you're ready to go. Because that can kind of save you a lot of unnecessary expenditures. And the other thing is that, you know, from what I understand about Corsica, is that if you know nobody there and you're just traveling, you're really going to pay a lot of money for everything. And the only way to really do it properly is to know somebody that lives there. And they say, hi, can I come and visit for a week or something? Or like, you know, like, can you, like, I'm not sure if it's a B&B thing or, you know, if it's I'm not sure, because, you know, I do have like a skill that travels well. And if somebody has a household of like wonderful, you know, pointed antiques and stuff, I can certainly make a difference and make it worthwhile my visiting. So I have that I could sort of dangle as a, you know, as a say, hey, if you want a house guest that can spruce up your beautiful furniture, I'll volunteer. Yeah, exactly. So for me, it could mean the difference of being able to afford to stay 3 full weeks as opposed to cutting it short to 2 weeks, because the hotel expense is just like it's you just can't justify it, you know. But it also has to do with not being a problem house guest. You know, somebody that's really needy, that, you know, there's like takes a lot of person's free time and stuff. Is like they're like, it's like you're not even there, or you left the place better than the way you found it, which is what I can do. I can leave a place much better condition than how I find it, and that might actually be something that I can kind of work on and say, you know, start cultivating some you know, future Corsican, you know, we'll see, to be continued. Anyways, this is a thought idea because it would integrate very well with traveling, and I've done it before. And you know, it can be very informal, but, you know, I'll bring it. And so so that's my idea, because otherwise I would have to just kind of like maybe skip Corsica and go to places like Annecy or Mont Saint-Michel in Normandy, do a day trip out of Paris to Chartres Cathedral, because I want to do a live stream in Chartres. And don't steal my idea, Paddy Boyle, or I'm going to shake my fist at you again. Anyways, you were busy in Asia, so stay in Asia. And I'm still not happy you stealing my Bourdain Bun Cha restaurant visit idea, because I stated it first. So there's that. Alrighty, so why don't we look at so, you know, the other thing is you cannot go into a Twitter that you've done and then edit it to like correct a typo mistake, or let's say if you tweeted a thing and it's just a link but there's no like explainer, so you can only like comment on the tweet. So you add another thing where it adds a comment, or you can add a photo that gives it context. So there's that, I guess, because I hate that. But wasn't that supposed to be coming, that you could either delete a tweet, not delete a tweet, but you can amend a tweet if the need arised, something to that effect. So let me look at my tweets here, see if I can do something. You can't update tweets unless, it's a money thing. Yeah, no, Elon's not getting my bucks unless he reinstates Periscope. And I thought that the access to the website that allowed you to download your past Periscopes had like gone away a year ago. and I hadn't realized that they still had those periscopes on file. I thought they were gone, but they're apparently going to be gone like any day now. Luckily, I went ahead and I downloaded all the ones I wanted to. But I know that there might be some very old ones that I, on a second thought, oh, I wish I could have access to them, but they're going to disappear. I don't know. But yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame that Periscope has disappeared. So so let's look at, again, it is quarter to 4. Yeah, when it was announced, I of course that was the time to do it. And you know that they didn't keep the best bitrate file on hand. They probably had a better file, and then they only they reduced the file size, which then affected the quality. So that was a little bit of an annoyance, that that your broadcast had a better resolution, and yet when you downloaded it, it ended up being degraded. Thanks, you cheap bastards. So yes, I need to get on that. So they told me that I just need to go into Apple. It's called My Apple. I think it's like the customer. I'm not sure what the Apple people, when I was there, they told me go into customer service or something, even directly from the phone. So I'm just going to have to learn a few Apple things over the weekend, maybe tomorrow, and look into that. Anyway, so yes, so who wore it better, me, Baby Yoda, or the IKEA Monkey? And yeah, I can't wait to start getting rid of winter jackets and then start wearing lightweight jackets, and maybe even getting some sun and stuff like that. Plus, so I got like a third into my snorkel material from Fuquoc Island, which was like early January. And then something glitched in, because I had many different files of snorkeling, like little bits from 2 different cameras. And for some reason, the one clip that I put in, either the audio got cut out, which is like a mystery as to why it is, so I might have to do it all over again and do new edits, which is annoying, because when you're already into a third, you've got everything nicely lined up, and then you're saying, why did it do that? And then it'll take you like an hour or 2 to figure it out, and then you're thinking, well, maybe I'll just do it all over again from scratch and save myself the time. So of course I'm in limbo now, because I could have processed a lot of other material that had not been there's all that caving material. I have some beautiful caving footage that it would be really nice to put out there. And the other thing is that I don't like to do things half-assed. If I can add a little bit of extra zhuzh to it, up the lux, such as I have a lot of music making wherewithal already on my iPads. I've got years and years and years of all kinds of music making ability, and I know how to integrate it with video, and I can if I can make some water bubbly sounds as a sound effect to my snorkeling, it'll probably make it better, because there's a crackle sound when you're under the water. It's and it gets annoying when it's just that sound. And if you diminish it maybe down to a third of that, and then you just put over a nice wave of bloop, 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 and it's just some kind of software thing where you can just touch a surface on an iPad and it's going bloop, 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 bloop in the right places. It adds so much more zhuzh to your footage, and it makes it like what he did there. And the thing is, I can do that, and it won't take me like a full day of trying to learn something new that, just for that one particular thing. But that's the fun of having stuff that's mobile and you can do it on the fly, as long as it doesn't take you half a day.
Oh my god.
I mean, it might take me less time to do something like that than to figure out how to back up my iPhone on my desktop iMac, as an example, because I have to do both. So there's that. So look at, it's Easter, right? Because look at this guy. Isn't that funny? That's my, as a kid, when I channel my inner kid, of course, I can't resist chocolate things like that come Easter time. But sadly, I'm not a kid anymore, and it's hard pretending that you're not. It takes a lot of work, actually. So yeah. So I think I'm going to get up and walk around, but we're going to look at the sausage place. Yes, with the Google eyes, with the Google eyes. So let's secure the phone into. I'm going to put it in my front pocket. I'm still using my travel habits. I generally have on the right-hand pockets. I always put my phones, but no keys, because the keys will scratch your glass, on your phone. Just keep the kid. Yes. He's. I can dial him anytime. Never a problem. I can always revert to that 5-year-old kid. Not a problem. It's just reverting out of it is sometimes. It's like, no, I don't want to go. So yeah, now I have my keys in my other pocket, and that used to be my left-hand pocket was my wallet situation, which was a good habit because I never lost my wallet. And even though I lost my satchel, my wallet wasn't in my satchel, or was it? That one time. I don't remember. Doesn't matter because I got my satchel back. So there's that. So we have a little bit of a sip. So I already have a baguette from here chopped into a third at home, and none of the better breads, like they have some really nice loaves. We can look into it just to double check. We can do the rounds before we leave. So let me stand up. Ow. There we go. We can go back to the counters. So they do have some nut loaf right over there, and all the baguettes are gone. When I arrived, there was about a third of the baguettes left. Now they're all gone. So let's look at these guys. Not liking the cow as much. The toucan's pretty cool. I'm gonna. Yeah. I like the bunny. This guy is a real hoot, but you have to look at the way that they glue them together and the seam lines. Some of them are not as nice as others. And then this little bomb of a chicken looks pretty good. I like the matte finish on it. And this guy's pretty funny. More toucans. And yes, the butler, the bunny butler, or the bunny in the butler vest. And the squirrel, I've had a squirrel before, I've had a duck, I've had bunnies, I've had chickens. I've had them all. So there's still some cakes left. And they keep they were over there and now they keep as they're reducing them, they bunch them together because they look better when they're all bunched together. So, and look at these are the to-go sandwiches. they had other sandwiches as well, so they're all pretty well done. And then, of course, the Mediterranean salads are good. More bunnies. So they had a sugar, you know, like a maple toffee trough. Like they had a wooden trough with the snow, and then they were pouring maple syrup on the snow, and then they gave you a popsicle stick. But I did not partake because I didn't want to get my camera, my phone all sticky. Because even though it could be a one-handed operation, you can't really wipe yourself if you're got something sticky somewhere, because you're already holding a phone. So we can look at the sausage place before we power down. So I don't think that the Wi-Fi extends further out from here. So we're going to try and zoom in on the sausage place when the people move out of the way. So let's see what's on the menu. Yeah, so there be the sausages. I don't know if I bought any lately, but I have an air fryer, and you know what? My air fryer really does, like those little Spanish sausages, the merguez, they come out really tasty and really lean. And you know, it's nice because you don't really need an outdoor barbecue if you're just like broiling for one. So the air fryer seems to be doing a pretty good job when it comes to sausages. So I'm thinking, yes, I could buy from there and we can cook them up really good. And I don't need to like put a backyard hibachi or whatever those little mini barbecue things are called, because they don't really last very long anyways, the hibachi things, at least the ones that I've seen. And they always get all caked and stuff. So here we are at, let's see if we can get the marquee, the Premier Moisson marquee. Where are we? Here we are, Premier Moisson. So we're at the Premier Moisson at the Atwater Market yet again. I'm wearing my shearling coat, so we'll figure it out. Who wore it better? Me, Baby Yoda, or the IKEA Monkey, or maybe it's a tie. Undetermined. Anyway, thanks for coming in, and hopefully we'll have more activities and more you know, restoration projects to post up. I might have a tasting video because I do have some things that I haven't eaten yet. Some chocolates I bought in Japan and some snacks that I bought in Vietnam. So I might do that on camera. Could be fun. Thanks for coming in, Chris, and for the replay viewers, thank you very much for indulging me in my Atwater Market occasional tour. I like this marketplace. Look at it. It's got like, it's a great place. The sausage place, really good place to buy any kind of flavored sausage. There you are. And they'll probably, I'll let you know how they work when I put them in an air fryer, because they're like they're this big. They're that big. So they're not like a skinny merguez. So I'll have to be determined. Anyway, bye.